Hey everybody, it's Mark, Dr. Deadwax, and I'm back for day 9 of the Inbox Challenge. Today's numbers were brought to us by Mike in Ports, Rhode Island. Had a couple beers earlier, had a friend over for a listening session, so there's no beers tonight. Listened to music for like 4 hours when he was here, and then I had to clean vinyl and listen to music so I could do this. Wasn't easy, but I did it, and thankfully Mike only picked 3 numbers, so that was good. One of them was a double. But anyway, lighter evening for me. ECM, classic ECM record. This is Terje, Rypal, Miroslav, Vitous, and Jack DeJohnette. This is ECM 1125. And this is just a fantastic ECM record. I buy anything ECM, I don't care. Like, not everything ECM is a winner. Some of it's can be a little dull, but you know, I've been collecting ECM records for years. And I just love them. I love the way they sound. I love the kind of sonic landscapes that are presented on them, and they're always well recorded. And you know, most of the time the music's good, and quite often the music is just killer. So they're never very expensive. They're typically, I tend to pay no more than $5 for an ECM record. I paid $8 for this one just because I have so many of them now. It's getting hard to find ones that I don't have, and when a little bit of time passes and I'm having a little bit of a drought, I get a little bit of a fix. I need a little bit of a fix, and so when I find one that's a bit more than my threshold, I'll buy it. And I think more people are buying records, and so I think the price point of ECM's gone up. Great thing about ECM is you can find them in dollar bins too. This is a fantastic record if I haven't said it already. It it's wonderful. DeJohnette on drums is always highly engaging, and Terje Rypal on guitar synthesizer, and organ. I mean, the man is a giant on the guitar, and Miroslav Vitous on bass and piano. You know, just great. This has like this wonderful flowing movement to it. It's just great. I can't say enough about it. Typical beautiful ECM artwork. Just one of the greatest labels. Next up, this is probably the Blue Note record I have the most copies of. This is Joyride by Stanley Turrentine. I think I have 8 copies of this record. None of them are great. Every one of them I have has some sort of ticking, clicking issue that goes on and on and on forever, which is the reason why I bought this one. This one is a solid blue label Black B. Interesting, this is another Blue Note without Van Gelder in the deadwax. Usually the blue with the Black B has Van Gelder in the deadwax, so I was a little surprised when I pulled this out tonight that it didn't. So this was kind of a bit of a transition period for Blue Note, but I find that these records just sound fantastic. I think they're grossly underrated, and this one sounds absolutely fantastic. It's the best. It might be the best. You know, I have like a first pressing of this, and at the moments where you can actually listen to it over the crunch that's on it, it probably is sonically more. Probably better sonically. However, this record is flawless. You can listen to this whole album. There isn't, you know, there's no ticks or pops or nothing on this record. So this is actually the most enjoyable pressing of this record I have to listen to. And even though they were a division of United Artists, you know, they were still doing the quality inner sleeve with the polyline pocket. I mean, Blue Note just knew how to do it right. This is great. What is it? Hard bop, post bop. Great jazz. Just a great Stanley Turrentine record. Stanley Turrentine, and on trumpets, Ernie Royal, Clark Terry, and Snicky Young. Trombones, J.J. Johnson, Jimmy Cleveland, and Henley Coker. Reeds, Phil Wood, Jerry Dodgian, Albert J. Johnson, Robert Ashton, Danny Bank. Guitar, Kenny Burrell. Piano, Herbie Hancock. Bass, Bob Cranshaw, and drums, Grady Tate. I mean, fantastic lineup, like a larger band, so it has a bit of a swing to it. yeah, maybe a post-bop was not the right. Anyway, I find it kind of hard to pigeonhole. And there's Stanley there, in case you missed him, in the reflection of the. I love the car-themed covers that Blue Note was into in this period. There's the Donald Byrd, the Catwalk one, and there's the the Jimmy Smith one. So anyway, so that's that one. And then the third record, and I paid $6 for that. The third record is Peter Gabriel, Passion. This is the soundtrack to The Last Temptation of the Christ by Martin Scorsese. Now this is a 2-record set, and it comes with these nice cardboard liner inner sleeves, and then the record has a nice label like that. And this is a UK pressing, and this is a fantastic record. This, to me, to me, this is like an audiophile's wet dream. This record, this just has such. It is so gloriously. It's just wonderful the way it sounds. It's got that Middle Eastern textures and rhythms, and it's really well produced. It's really well mastered. This record has Townhouse in the Deadwax, and that's for the Townhouse Mastering Studio in London, England. I don't know if the North American pressings are for the plates of Townhouse, but I would assume that they're probably not. I actually have a North American pressing. Actually, I have a couple of these, but it's sealed. And I bought this for a friend of mine a couple of years ago for Christmas. I found this place online that had a bunch of these that were sealed, and I bought him this, and I bought like 7 other copies, and they were like $20 each. And I gave it to him for Christmas. The guy still hasn't opened it like 3 years later. But I sold a bunch of them for like $25 each, so I got 2 left. And I never opened this to listen to it for myself, and then I found this, which was a UK pressing, so I then never went to open this because I knew in the inbox somewhere I had an opened UK pressing, and I wanted to listen to what that was like first, and it's wow. So I have no idea what it sounds like. It's funny, there's the hype sticker on the UK version, and then here's the hype sticker on this version, on the North American version. So anyway, I've got 2 of these left. I'll have to get rid of them at some point. So I'm listening to this record tonight, and I'm just totally enveloped with it, and I'm reading the liner notes on the sleeves, and just absolutely loving it. And when I bought this, I was like, somebody's put their name on this, and I was like, I never batted an eye when I was buying it. I was like, that's fine, I'll buy. You've seen the Lennies, I mean, if the record's been mauled with a marker, I'll still buy it. And I'm looking at this, and I'm thinking, okay. Hello, Helga. Love. And I'm thinking to myself, that says Peter Gabriel. I swear, that says Peter Gabriel. So, I get it at the iPad. I have a look online. And, I don't know if I can show that, but this thing's signed by Peter Gabriel. I had no idea, and it's real. I mean, it's too loose not to be a fake. So I paid $10.50 for this in a record store in Toronto. I don't usually shop in record stores in Toronto, but I had to go in one night. My wife was graduating at the university, and I was doing some digging there, and I found this, and it was UK press, so I bought it, and lo and behold, I find out like a year later that it's signed by Peter Gabriel. So that's a pretty awesome find for $10.50 plus 13% GST. So that's the records today, and some real gems that the numbers that Mike picked. Fantastic ECM record, classic standard Blue Note Wonderman masterpiece, and you know, this Audiophile's Wet Dream signed by Peter Gabriel. So couldn't be a better day. Oh, one thing I wanted to mention is on one side of that Peter Gabriel, it looks there's like a line across the, you know, the arc of the edge. There's like this line. It almost looks like a watermark. And I clean it, and when I clean it with like an enzyme, and then my normal cleaner, and then a professional cleaning solution, a couple rinses with laboratory grade water, and the line's still there, and there's like this futzing still there. And a friend of mine is, you know, he's a fanatic cleaner too, and he uses enzymes as well, and he's found that then, like, most record cleaners won't get fingerprints off, but the enzyme will, and that's what's great about the enzyme, because it has, like, the enzyme we use has 3 different enzymes in it that are kind of like for different types of biological contamination, but it won't get these hard, so they're probably watermarks. And he's been experimenting with using a very dilute solution of muriatic acid on the record for a short period of time, because he's convinced that sometimes, like fingerprints, you can get rid of the oils from the fingerprints, but some of fingerprints contain salts, and you can't get rid of the salts with an enzyme. So he's been experimenting with the muriatic acid to get rid of any sort of salting that has occurred in vinyl. So I'm going to see the guy this weekend. I'm going to talk to him about it. It's kind of a, you know, for anybody who's into obsessing about cleaning records, we're looking at burning them clean with acid. Anyway, thanks, Mike, and have a great day, everybody, and keep the record spinning.